Hello, family. Welcome back. I know that most of you, like me, have been in agony the last day and a half over the passing of our brother, Rob Skiba. It is not something that any of us expected to happen, even though we knew, for those of you that were following his circumstances, how bad it was. Still didn't expect it, and never would I ever imagine that such heartache can happen from somebody you've never seen in real life in person. And that says a lot about the type of ministry that he had. This is not going to be a full out tribute to all of his work or anything. I just wanted to give some hope to those of you who are in agony and have been with many others around the world over this tragic loss. And it's tough. I just, recently over a year ago, we lost our mother, and that was the toughest loss of my life and probably the biggest heartbreak most people will ever experience. And so this right here is one of those that also brings a lot of pain. And again, I never met him in person, never had the great pleasure of doing that. I had always thought that would happen and that day would come. But our next reunion will be something special. And I want to share some words, not just from him, but from one of you. Someone came in this morning or last night and commented about a Bible verse in Isaiah that I have heard from my dad. My dad has said similar words, not really quoting this verse, but just to bring comfort to me when somebody has passed. And it's one of those, it's Isaiah 57, verse 1, and it says, "The righteous perish, and no man lays it to heart, and merciful men are taken away, none considering that the righteous is taken away from the evil to come. He shall enter into peace. They shall rest in their beds, and each one walking in his uprightness." With the way the world is going now, we don't know. I mean, we have an idea of what the future holds, but we're looking at someone who know he was not perfect, none of us are, but the work he has done, bringing glory to the truth about creation, the countless people that have gained a walk with our Creator, the reward for that is immeasurable. I just can't put a price tag on what it's brought me knowing this truth. And for those of you who haven't heard, a part of my testimony and the one that the Father used to bring me to this truth about creation was Rob. And it was like literally the day after I asked him to show me the truth about creation. He had already done several miracles in my life, and I said, "Show me the truth about creation. I don't care how crazy it sounds, and I ask that it gives glory to you." And of course, here comes a video out of nowhere. I was going through my history yesterday after I got the news and trying to find it on my old channel, the one I had that got me in trouble at work, and just scrolling through and seeing if I could find some of the first videos. And it was really cool to see some of the old things that I watched. And it's only been 4 years, 4.5 years, probably almost 5 years, maybe. Really kind of lost track of time since this all came into being. But finding some of those first videos that I watched of his where he talks about this stuff, and you don't realize that you're wise in this world and you have worldly wisdom until you see what the Father's wisdom looks like, and then you realize you were foolish and it's time to become a fool to this world instead of a fool to Him. And so that video that he was talking about this topic, he was not judgmental, he was not condemning of me or anyone. He was doing the research himself, he was doing the experiments. And so that's an approach that influenced many of us to not shun people on the other side. We are reaching out a hand just like the Father did for us, that outreached hand that you don't realize is there until you find yourself reaching up. And there it is, just like it's been all along. And so eternally grateful for what he's done. And going into all of this, someone yesterday, Kenan from Pennsylvania, someone I met at the meetup, another bright light in the world, sent me a video that Rob made back in 2013 that has to do with what's going on right now. And again, I'm not going to say for sure that this is the mark, but it was interesting hearing what he had to say. And it resurfaced and he uploaded it to his channel about a year ago. And yes, it is from 2013. And I will let you hear his words as we close out on this because again, like I said in my community post yesterday, I'm just at a loss. I think we all are. We're all kind of in shock. Does not seem real. This person who devoted his life to seeking truth. And when you go to his channel and look at the types of work that he does, and not just his channel, he has websites. There's testingtheglobe.com and many other things he does. He has books that he's written and Bible teachings, and a way of making the Bible seem so interesting that kids are getting into it. You know, it's one of those gifts that certain people have, only few that I know, have made me want to go and read Genesis, want to go and read the Lost Books, the Book of Enoch, all of the things that kind of paint a better picture of why the world became so corrupt. And you have people that have partnered up with him. This is a group effort. This is a family effort. All of this that's going on now, this rebirth and awakening of the people that are being called out of Egypt and out of Babylon. You can see he's been a big part of that, staying on the quest for truth. And in spite of all the hate and persecution, he continued on. And it was a lot. He took a lot of hate, but you can see there was a shift that happened when the truth was just too powerful, too obvious. The evidence was compiling, and you guys were working together, helping us all out. It has been a really cool experience to see that and to be a part of that, sharing your work, compiling it all. That's what I really originally started wanting to do, in addition to exposing the lies of religion and the false teachings about who our Father is. I wanted to compile the work, and that's what got me in trouble in the first place and why I created this channel. And I proceeded to do the same. And then you guys came into our lives and just changed everything with the wisdom you've shared. And so I know that you all are keeping his family, his wife especially, in your prayers right now and lifting them up. But I will let you guys close out with letting you see his words that he shared back in 2013 and just maybe a few other highlights. I really don't know. It's kind of getting late, but I wanted you guys to see that. And that way you can pass that along to others and update them on his situation. I think a lot of you have asked already what it was that caused him to pass away. Was he someone who received the shot and then passed away or anything? No, that was not the case. He was at a conference, Take on the World, and from what I've heard, all of the speakers there got sick. And him being one of those speakers, he got sick, went to the hospital, and speculations can be, that the way they handled things could have been to blame. Who knows? I don't want to cast blame on anyone. I do know that it's odd that people are passing away at hospitals and not at their houses. And I personally know people who have had the flu and passed away at their own house. But with this particular virus, people are fine when they stay home usually. And when they go to the hospital, it's like a death sentence. It's pretty rough. We're starting to see that since the rollout of the pharmakia. A lot of people passing away now. I do believe we're going to continue to see that in large numbers. It's not something I look forward to. It lets us know where we're at in the timeline of things. And so stay positive, stay fearless, do not have fear, don't let the fear take over. You guys are lights to this world. Like the word says, do not hide your light. Very few people are seeing light right now. The divide is becoming more obvious, left versus right. So I just wanted to leave you with these wise words from the legend that will live on forever, eternity, Rob Skiba.
Well, Dr. Thomas Horn and others speculate on this, how something like this might happen with regard to a pandemic. Again, in true Hegelian style, Hegelian dialectic is where you cause a problem which causes a reaction that you just so happen to have the solution for already ready to go, right? So, okay, just imagine this. Whoever they are, they're responsible for everything, right? Release a really bad flu pandemic of some sort. Well, imagine this. If you don't get the shot that they've got all ready to go for you, no shot or cure means, well, you don't have a job. Somebody mentioned last night, their job requires them to take the flu shot. And if they don't get the flu shot, they lose their job. So we're already seeing kind of a microcosm of that happening right now, a test. Got to take the shot. Or you can't be a teacher in school, or you can't work at CVS or whatever. You got to take the shot. So they're already making it mandatory for some people. So we've got a little miniature test going on with that. If you don't take it, there's no cure, no job. You end up being quarantined. Oh, You don't want to take the shot. You don't want to take what really I believe is going to be the mark of the beast. Well, fine. You're going to have to be quarantined. Bring you over here. Well, that means you're not going to have any money, which means you won't be able to buy or sell. That seems to be a good explanation to me to explain why they can't buy or sell, but also explain why they beg for death, but death flees from them. Because they can't die, right? So that's if you don't take the shot, you end up with no job, quarantine, no flu, or no food, no buying or selling. But if you do take the shot, well, you have some interesting side effects. It's like those commercials, where you always see the drug that they're offering. Side effects may include drowsiness, blah, 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 Take the shot. Side effects may include counterfeit immortality, not redeemable, and cast alive into the lake of fire. Ask your doctor if it's right for you. All right, I'm joking about it, but it's serious. That's some serious business right there. And there's going to come a time, especially if we're going through this thing, where some tough decisions may have to be made. When you're looking at your kid that's got this pandemic that they released, and they've got this cure over there, but you heard this stuff, and the Holy Spirit's telling you, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. Don't inject your kid with the mark of the beast. Well, we're going to have to work on that strong faith thing and believe in God and trusting in Him.
But I would not have you to be ignorant, brethren, concerning them which are asleep, that ye sorrow not, even as others which have no hope. For if we believe that Jesus died and rose again, even so them also which sleep in Jesus will God bring with him. For this we say unto you by the word of the Lord, that we which are alive and remain unto the coming of the Lord shall not prevent them which are asleep. For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of God, and the dead in Christ shall rise first. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds, to meet the Lord in the air. And so shall we ever be with the Lord.